be honest and call a spade a spade. How many people do we support and say yay to and say, I believe them just because of who they are, right? You don't give yourself the opportunity to think about whether or not it may be true. And on top of that, how many times are we aware that things are true, but we ignore it because of who we're talking about? How many times, honestly speaking, if somebody in your family, if your favorite artist, if your favorite politician, if your best friend does something wrong or is doing something wrong, are you riding? Are you honestly saying, no, that's wrong, even though you're my people and even though we're cool, that ain't right, that's wrong? And it doesn't have to be as drastic as criminal offenses, just actions and stuff in our everyday lives. How many of us, to be perfectly honest, right? Perfectly honest. How many of us are going to say no? Or do we just support who we support? I don't know if you saw the video, but dancehall artists, veteran artists, Macka Diamond, was doing an Instagram live, which was triggered or might I say inspired by, the Tanya Stephens scenario, because that's what she told a magazine that she did an interview with, that it was inspired by that. And she was talking about her time as a woman coming up in the business, trying to get a break in the business. And this wasn't even about her trying to be an artist at the time, but she mentioned that there were two artists that were feuding, and she was in and around one of those artists. I guess their camp. So she'd go to the studio with them and even tried to do work with that person, but that person wasn't giving her the time of day, right? They were all trying to give her the time of day sexually. And she was like, nah, I ain't fine. I'm not with that. But they weren't trying to give her the time of day musically. So, and I'm paraphrasing here. So there was for some reason, the artist that she was around thought or got word, which she's saying was not true, but neither here nor there, that she was friends now with the rival artist. I know that go. If you're friend, if you're good with me, you can't go with them, right? And you know how studios were set up in Jamaica, it's like a yard kind of vibe. You're going to the gate, boom, gate lock, whatever. And in her video testimony, she said, when the artist asked her about it, she told the artist, no, I don't know what you're talking about. But he wasn't hearing that. And she said there was about 20 different dudes there, which would have been his entourage and his security and whatever, and even security for the facility, for the studio. And the artist took a piece of board and proceeded to beat her with the board. Now, she's a female, right? And a man take a piece of board and just beat her. Right? Which is all heights are wrong. But then the other 20 dudes are about 20 dudes that were there. Nobody thought that this was wrong. Now, it's highly likely that the reason why none of them said anything or thought anything of it is because of the fact that it was the artist. So they're not going to be honest. They're going to just roll. Yeah, man, you have a piece of board that beat somebody. That's one. Two, female. One. That's two. She's a female. And thirdly, it's really a child. And you're a grown man. Now, she's not calling names, and she won't call name for all kind of reasons, because she said it was that bad that she did give credit and say whomever the manager and producers that were there before were always good to her and always treated her well. So she didn't want to call no names. But apparently she was, they felt so bad, the producer or the manager that is, that they contacted her and gave her a financial compensation to go take care of medical bills and go do whatever the case may be, right? So for lack of a better word, she got paid to not say anything. So even now, she's a little concerned for her own safety because of the fact that she said something. And it's just being triggered by the circumstances and the climate right now. But it goes back to what we're saying. If you're in and around stuff that is wrong, but it's somebody that you look up to or respect or just admire, whether you know him personally or not, can we be honest with ourselves and honest with them and say, listen, nah, that ain't right? Or do we just ride with whatever just because it's somebody we look up to? And a lot of times it's not even personal stuff as much as, it's an artist that you like their music, you like them work. And just they're running amok and doing certain things, but I'm an artist. What are we showing and teaching the youth? No, here's my thing. I them thing that vex me, when me hear stuff like those. Again, when it come to the ladies, them, I'm a mama's boy, I got a daughter, I got a wife. Rest in peace, my mom, rest in peace, my grandma. But let me tell you something. Big and serious. Them thing them think evil thoughts. Because truth be told, if I have a sister or my mother or somebody just close enough to me, but I'm not here telling you that I'm a Marvel superhero and I'm going to go in there with the God of Thunder going in there lightening them up, right? But may I tell you, say, we going to have problems. We are going to have problems. And the unfortunate thing a lot of times is that, especially our females, but not just our females, right? Because a lot of times they don't have a support system. That's when people take advantage. And sometimes we have males in our lives, but the male them are such groupies too, and are such punks too, that they're not going to stand up for you. And the people out there, right, the predators out there know that. So they do what they do, right? But you see, for those people who know, say, now man, Macka have a brother around there, so we're not going to play that. Macka father not going to play that. And for clarification, she didn't say her dad was, she didn't tell her parents. But you see, those are the people who take advantage of more time. And so let me tell you something. You see, men, make your presence be felt. Right? Don't be that person. And a lot of times you have these big men and older men that are so caught up in partying and having a good time and just out there live life and whatever the case may be, that you don't even have time to check in, to protect, to make sure. Say, let me tell you something. Again, if I'm my people, we having problems.